my couch because I have another thing that is way too big to fit on my desk at the moment. This is the Samsung 32:9 monitor. Aspect ratio, this is the new version. The CRG9 is the model name. 49 inches, it's a lot of the same specs as the old one. The biggest difference is it's now 1440p instead of 1080p, which was one of the big drawbacks of the old one. The reason I didn't buy it was because of that. Another thing that sort of changed, it's HDR 1000 now, and I believe the response time has gone up actually for some reason from 1 millisecond to 4 milliseconds in practice. I don't know if that's a huge difference. If you notice it, we'll see. I don't have a 1 millisecond monitor to compare, but I think it will be just fine at 4. I actually want to start off with how I purchased it instead of getting it open because I'm actually kind of mad at how it showed up here. So I ordered it off Amazon. I had to have it sitting in my shopping cart for a couple weeks because it was out of stock constantly because it just came out, so everybody's buying them. They didn't have a whole lot. Finally got one early this week after having it in there for about 3 weeks. 3 weeks ago is when I tried to order it, but I had to wait until they got it in. They shipped it fast. One day, got here, shipped it on Wednesday. Today's Thursday. But it showed up at around 11:30ish, and I work a bit far away. I get off work at 5, about an hour to get back with my commute, get back at 6. It's around 6:15 now. And so I've been sitting there for 6 hours, which I was not happy about, but it happens. I did approve it, pre-signed it through UPS, and had them leave it here. Didn't think it'd get hit this early. The estimate was between 3 and 6, and I'm like, all right, maybe an hour or two. My apartment complex is relatively safe. I've heard of no break-ins. I haven't heard of packages being stolen, but this is a very expensive item. At the time of filming, this cost me $1,500 to buy this. And I get back, and it's just sitting here in this box with just a sticker slapped on it for shipping. So it's clearly what it is, and if you know anything about monitors or computers, you know how damn expensive this thing is. And it was just sitting out there in the open because there's no door on the hallway in my apartment. It's outside. This is Texas. It's common like that. It was just sitting out there for 6 hours. Luckily, nothing happened to it. It wasn't stolen. It's still here. And it is absolutely massive box. So let's crack it open. I would say that the shipping thing is partially my fault because I am not here from work to ever get any of my packages usually. I don't have Amazon Key because my complex won't let me change out the locks, and I didn't want to have it shipped, and I tried to have it shipped to the UPS center, but they said they won't do that until they had a failed shipping attempt, and I really wanted to get this in as fast as possible because I've been waiting for so long to buy it because I obviously had to get the money for it because it is not cheap at all. Carefully cutting it open. I don't know what's underneath. Alright, first thing you see on the box is unpacking instructions. That's kind of convenient just based on the absolute size of this thing. It is an absolute unit of a monitor. Way too big. Nobody really needs this, but I mean, who doesn't want it, let's be honest. Alright, first box that's sitting on top, it looks like we have monitor mounting and cables. Wow, they gave you a lot of cables. So we have US plug, display cable, HDMI cable, and the USB hub adapter. This isn't USB-C. There is no USB-C hub on the monitor. That is extremely disappointing for the price you're paying, but it happens. Alright, so then it basically tells you on the box, pull the stand out first, which is right here. Pull out this, which is the back plate. That goes over the I/O. We have the other half of the stand here. And what it's saying you want to do is first put the stand together, then put it on, and then move it over. Giant piece of foam, keeping it seated. That is beautiful and huge. Show you what's going on in here. So we have the monitor just sort of chilling in here. super deep box because of the large curve. So I'm going to throw the monitor stand together and throw it on. There's nothing really interesting there. It's just a couple of screws that shows you how to do that in the box. Give me 1 second. Alright, so it's a pretty good stand that it comes on. It's got tilt, go up or down if you really want it, you go all the way up. It doesn't have any sort of, it's got a little bit of pivot pan, but I mean it's not much, but you really don't want to tilt that at all. I mean the viewing angles aren't great, but you really shouldn't expect them to be great. It's meant for sitting directly in front of the curve and seeing it all. I mean, it's great for standing because it does tilt up a lot for how big of a monitor it is, but I mean, this is like a hard one to recommend because it's just so expensive. This costs more than some people's computers. This costed much as my 2080 Ti water-cooled graphics card when I got it. It is ridiculously expensive. And it's so unnecessary. It's just 2 of these monitors over here put together. I mean, like, this as well as the monitor I used. It's a cheap 4K monitor from Csgo. It's like $290 on sale. Really good deal. 60 hertz. Not great for gaming. It's not super accurate, but it's nice for just sort of what I used it for, which was on my Mac Mini. That's all I used it for. It's all I still use it for. And I was using it on my gaming computer temporarily until I had the cash to buy this monitor. And like the icons, because it's 2 16:9 monitors put together, my icons were dead down the middle for the ones on the side, which was hilarious. I mean, Windows doesn't seem to have a problem with that at all. I've tested out, let's test out a couple games. Wow. That is awesome. I mean, it's hard to explain sitting here, but my whole peripheral vision is filled in. It's a weird sensation because it stretches this part out a little bit, so you can tell it's bigger over there. I'm not going to do screen caps just because there's not much to show in that. It's hard to show how it looks. Let's try Apex and see how that looks. So Csgo is up and running on the monitor, and it looks great, just like everything else. The colors look great. The lighting looks great. It's super bright display. The wide angle is such an advantage. So I mean, I know not all games will allow you to run it. It's kind of weirdly stretched out on the sides. When I saw the picture on the loading screen, we'll see if that sort of carries over into the game. The menus look alright. Everything's super spread out though. Let's see. Alright. It's running. Looks great. It's kind of weird because you've got it spread out though, because we've got the health down here, ammo all the way over here, so it's kind of a weird layout. That's alright, it looks good. It's not stretched out at all on the sides, so TF2 is definitely a sweet game to play on this monitor. For content consumption, if it's any kind of older movie, it's hilariously large on the black borders on the sides. Even something that's filmed in widescreen does not take up the full real estate, which, I mean, one of the great parts of this monitor is you could have the left 2/3 of your screen be 21:9, then have a whole nother normal size 3x4 screen over here. You've got so much real estate. You could do so much with it. I just want to go over some of the specs real quick. So there's definitely a downgrade in 2 aspects from the last version of this monitor. It's only got 120 hertz refresh rate instead of 144. That's not really a deal breaker for me. I did confirm it went down. It went from 1 millisecond delay up to 4. It's a bit of a jump. And then it sounds like a lot, but it's really not noticeable in my opinion. Something I do love about it is these little hotkeys down here. So you can customize them. There's 3 buttons for different modes. I've got them set. One of them is more of a gaming mode. It takes a little while to go between them. This is more of a video mode, lower refresh rate. And this one with the dynamic contrast mode, this is another sort of one I use for watching movies and whatnot. So yeah, I mean, that's a great feature. All monitors should have that because I don't always want the highest refresh rate possible plus the really fast input time, which can cause motion blur and whatnot. I mean, so that's a good feature. I like that. I don't like they downgraded the refresh rate. Some people can run 144 hertz with this full resolution. I personally can. I know some other people can. I know it's a very small market of people who can run it that fast, but they are out there. Like right now, I'm the pump's barely on, and the fans aren't even spinning for my graphics card. We're just idling here though on Wallpaper Engine, which does use a little bit of graphical power, obviously. So I mean, overall, great monitor. No speakers, kind of a downer for some people. I don't know who would really use the speakers in this kind of thing anyways, if you're dropping this kind of cash. Lower refresh rate, sorry. Bummer. Higher input lag, kind of a bummer. But overall, great monitor. Price is stupid high, but it's also a stupidly cool monitor. So take your pick. Do you want to spend this kind of money on something like this or not? A lot of you are going to say no. If you can afford a computer that will run it, you probably don't care. But I would definitely not recommend anybody getting this who's got like a 2060 or a 1060 or some older graphics card, or as an external display for a laptop, because not many of them are going to be able to push that kind of pixels. If you've got like an external graphics card on your laptop, like a Razer or Core or something, that's a different story. But for most people, definitely not for them, but the price reflects that. This is definitely a niche product. If you've got the money, go for it. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.